Hello friends and welcome back. One of the more important command which we use for MySQL performance checking and to confirm if everything is working fine is show engine InnoDB status. This is basically a variant of main command which is show engine, which displays operational information about a storage engine. But in most of the cases, as we are using InnoDB engine, so we use this command show engine InnoDB status. And with that command, it shows a specific form of the show engine statement that displays the InnoDB monitor output, which is extensive InnoDB information which can be useful in diagnosing problems. So let's look into the sections which are displayed in InnoDB status engine file. So the first thing is status. This the status shows the timestamp, monitor name, and the number of seconds elapsed between the current time, and the time the InnoDB monitor output was last displayed. Okay. Then we have background thread. The background thread as our server underscore master thread lines show work performed by the main background thread. So what is MySQL D is doing? This is shown in the background thread. Semaphores. In semaphores, we get the threads which are waiting for the semaphore, and then we also get the stats on how the number of times threads have needed a spin or a wait on a mutex or read-write log semaphore. If this number of threads is large, then there may be an IO or contention issues because we are not able to get read-write log. So that this portion of engine NODB status file shows us how many time it has to wait and what was the wait time for wait mutex or RW lock semaphores. Also, if you have any foreign key errors, if there are this will be only shown if there is a failed statement. If there is no failed statement, then this will not be shown. But if there are foreign key errors happening for some reason, we are trying to input data or delete data, and that is breaking the foreign key rules, then that will appear in show engine and in a DB status file. Another important thing which will show up here is last detected deadlock. And again, it will be only shown if there has been a deadlock. It displays the transaction involved in the deadlock and the statement being executed, held, and required, locked, and the transaction rolled back. So just to give you an idea what is a deadlock. So you can consider deadlock as an issue with the locking mechanism. Okay. So we can say a deadlock is a situation where different transactions are unable to proceed because each holds a lock that the other needs. Because both transactions are waiting for a resource to become available, neither ever release the lock it holds. And a deadlock can occur when transaction locks rows in multiple tables through update select insert for update, but in the opposite order. And deadlock can also occur when such statements log ranges of index records and gaps, with each transaction acquiring some locks but no others due to timing issue. So what is a deadlock? So for example, there are two threads. One is trying to do an insert on a table, and the other thread is trying to do an update on the same table. Now that table which the thread one which is going to do an insert have the lock, but it need the lock for another table which is held by the other thread. Now the thread B is waiting for thread A to release object 1, but thread A is waiting for thread B to release object B. Now, in this situation, what's happening is that both of the threads are having locks on the resources which are required by the other thread. Now, both of them are waiting for each other. Now, there comes a time when MySQL decide, okay, this is enough, and now I need to let one of you proceed, and the other one will be killed or will be the victim of deadlock. In this scenario means that session will be killed and the one of the session will be allowed to proceed ahead. And this is what can detect it in deadlock situation, and this is what we can see in engine InnoDB status file if we are seeing lot of deadlock, if we see any deadlock happening in our MySQL database. The next thing is transactions. The output of this section can help identify log contention as well as reasons for the deadlocks. Then the next we have file IO, InnoDB thread information as well pending IO operations and IO performance statistics are showed in this section of engine InnoDB status file. And then we have insert buffer and adaptive hash index. InnoDB insert buffer and adaptive hash index status information, including the number of each type of operation performed and adaptive hash index performance. These are information about the index hashing and insert buffer that are showed in engine InnoDB status. Then we have log, InnoDB log information, including the current log sequence number, how far the log has been flushed to the disk, the position at which InnoDB last took a checkpoint, pending writes, and write performance statistics. This basically tell you what is the status of the log file, what is the last sequence number, what is the last LSN, what is been flushed to the disk, mean had been written to the disk, and when was the last checkpoint happened, and things like that, which are pending write and pending write performance statistics. Then we have buffer read and pool and memory information on buffer pool pages, read and written, which allows you to see the number of data file operations performed by your queries. I will be explaining you buffer pool and InnoDB buffer size and all these things in one of the coming lectures, where we will be looking into optimizing our my.cnf file for better performance. So you will have a better picture there. Row operation is the information about the main thread, including the number and performance rate of each type of row operation. Okay, so let me just briefly show you how does an InnoDB engine file looks like, and then we will wrap up this lecture here. So when you log into MySQL, the command is very simple, show engine InnoDB status. Now there's one thing, if you don't push /g, the format will be not really readable. Okay, so when you put /g in front of dash and semicolon, then you have a better format to read. Okay, now let's go through this engine InnoDB file, and like I said, the first thing is status. Status is when was the last time the InnoDB was shown. Then we have background threads. These are the background threads which are running. Then we have semaphores, which threads are waiting, which threads are taking time, and things like that. Then we have active transactions which are running here in the transaction section. Then we have file IOs here in the file IO system. Then we have insert buffer and adaptive hashtags. Then we have the log sequence number, log buffer assigned up to, last checkpoint, and things like that. Then we have information of our buffer pool and memory. What is the buffer pool size, what are the free buffers, how many data pages are there, how many old database pages are there, things like that, which will help you understand the architecture of MySQL and what is actually going on in the memory. And then finally we have row operations. Okay, now if we had any foreign key issues or a deadlock issues which were happening on our MySQL, then that information should have been there, but as we don't have it, so we don't see it there in the engine InnoDB status. Okay, engine InnoDB status is a very powerful tool, log I should say, for us to diagnose many problem. For example, we can find out what is blocking, what is the reason of deadlock, which transaction is the main victim, which is transaction is holding resources, what is the status of foreign key files, and what is happening in the log files, and if we are having an IO issues by looking into semaphores or an IO file. So basically it's one place where we can have information about many of the things which are related to MySQL performance. Okay, Well, I guess that is it for this lecture, which where we briefly looked into show engine InnoDB status and try to figure out what is there and what useful information we can get from the engine InnoDB status file. Okay, with that, I will end this lecture and I will see you in the next lecture. Take care. Have a good one.